everybody. I just wanted to do kind of an add-on to my first video that was how to make a stretchy bracelet and mostly just how to tie the knot. And I wanted to show you a little bit more easily how to tie that, and this is usually how I teach it, and let everybody practice with a piece of yarn so you can kind of get your knots down with something that you can see that's not going to be invisible, like the stretchy stuff. And when you get the stretchy stuff, like I said before, just make sure you stretch it, and it will eventually break, so be nice to it. But you will feel kind of when you stretch to a certain point that the give will stop. And obviously this is a piece of yarn, so I'm just demonstrating, but I'll just sit there and play with them forever, the stretchy stuff. But the knot, okay, so there's beads on here and my little bracelet. So you start out with a square knot, and a square knot, for anybody that doesn't know, is left over right, right over left. So, or either way, just so long as it's in that, you know, right over left or left over right, or however you were taught to do it, but this is how I do it. So left over right, and then you they cross like that, and then you just make your knot. So this obviously will not hold anything. So you need to finish the square knot and do the right over left, and you keep it in this way so you don't wind up getting your lefts and rights mixed up. And then just right over left, same thing, it crosses, and then through, and then this is what a square knot looks like. And then I didn't cut enough off, so I need to give myself more room. But when you're finished, that's what it'll look. And with something stretchy, it's not going to be super reliable. I mean, with this, it's not going to budge, but with the stretchy stuff, it's going to be a little bit slippery. So what I tend to do when I get it to this point is I will tug on all 4 pieces. So you'll be tugging on where your bracelet is, where all of your beads are, and your little bunny ears. So just make sure it's nice and tight. And I kind of will give it a little gentle tug here just to see if it's going to slip. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but... And then I finish it off again, make another one, because this probably won't hold. And so do another one left over right. So again, just once like that, through the little hole. So you're adding on, and then just pull that tight. And like I did with the beginning, pull it tight all over the place. So tug on the inside of the bracelet and tug on the bunny ears, usually at the same time. And make sure that the bracelet, that your beads aren't really loose. You want them to be nice and snug against each other so you don't have some huge gap. So when you do pull down your knot at the beginning, make sure that it lines up with the beads so you don't have some huge gaping, unless that's the look you're going for, and then, you know, keep going. And then to finish this off, instead of doing it, I do the same, where the right over left, and I go through the hole just like normal, and then I will go through the hole one more time with that same side, so it's all twisty, and then just pull that really tight. And you are going to have a little, I mean, obviously this is a much bulkier string, so you're going to have a lot of bulk with this, but chances are your beads are going to hide a lot of the knot. And if you're really, really, really not confident with this knot, you think it's going to give up or whatever, put a teeny tiny little dab of something like E6000, excuse me, glue. And that's a really good glue for crafting in general. It's really, really flexible for jewelry. It's great stuff. So just put a little dab here, and then you can cut off your little bunny ears, and it should just disappear The knot should kind of hide along with the beads, unless you've got really, really small beads. But for the most part, it'll hide. I mean, there has to be a knot there somewhere. And like I always tell everybody with the stretchy stuff, it's good. It's good stuff. It really doesn't matter what brand you get. I mean, the Stretch Magic that they sell at a lot of the different craft stores is great, but eventually it's going to give out. So if you're nice to it and you're treating it well, it should last you a good long time. But if you're like giving it to your toddler or whatnot, they might play with it and it'll eventually break. So keep in mind when you make jewelry for little kids, don't give something to a baby that they're going to eventually choke on. We don't want that happening. So, but this is a great knot. There are millions of other ways to do it, but this is mine, and this is the way that it works for me, and this is the way I teach it. So I hope it helps. And if you want a kind of more detailed description, possibly more detailed, it was my first video, so who knows. But it's down below. And yeah, I hope it helps. If you got any questions, let me know. And if you want more, just leave comments and I will make a video. Okay, thank you. Bye.